Good evening and welcome to Education Insight Special Report by Berita Temenggung. I'm Nushaira Nabila binti Muhammad Mustafa, and tonight we explore one of the most important national priorities, the transformation of Malaysia's education system in preparing future generations for an increasingly complex world. Education has always been a cornerstone of national development, shaping not only the intellectual capabilities of individuals, but also the social, cultural, and moral fabric of society. As global challenges continue to evolve, the expectations placed on education systems have become significantly higher. Schools are no longer seen merely as institutions for transmitting knowledge. They are spaces where students develop critical thinking creativity and the capacity to adapt to change.
And I'm Afika. Tonight, we bring you an in-depth analysis of Malaysia's educational aspirations and the implications for developing teachers with true pedagogical spirit in the 21st century. Across the world, education systems are undergoing profound transformation as governments recognize that preparing students for the future requires more than traditional classroom instruction. The modern learner must be equipped with a broad set of competencies like intellectual, emotional, and social that allow them to navigate uncertainty, solve complex problems, and contribute meaningfully to society.
In an era defined by digital transformation, artificial intelligence, and global competition, education systems worldwide are evolving rapidly. Technological advancements have changed the way information is accessed and also shared, creating both opportunities and challenges for educators. Students today are growing up in a world where knowledge is instantly available, and this fundamentally reshapes the role of teachers in the classroom.
But the question remains, is Malaysia's education system truly prepared for the future? And more importantly, are our teachers equipped to lead this transformation? As we examine these questions tonight, we will explore national education policies, emerging challenges, and the critical role that educators play in shaping the next generation of learners. In classrooms across Malaysia, teachers strive to implement the blueprint's vision. Yet, challenges remain. Some lessons are still heavily exam focused, while others embrace project based learning.
Malaysia's education transformation is guided by the Malaysia Education Blueprint 2013-2025, a comprehensive policy framework designed to improve the quality, equity, and efficiency of the national education system. The blueprint represents a long-term strategic effort to ensure that Malaysian students are equipped with the competencies needed to thrive in a globalized economy and a rapidly changing technological landscape. Within this framework, the blueprint outlines 6 key student aspirations that every Malaysian learner should achieve by the time they complete their schooling. 1. Knowledge. 2. Thinking skills. 3. Leadership skills. 4. Bilingual proficiency. 5. Ethics and spirituality. And lastly, national identity. These aspirations reflect the government's intention to move beyond narrow definitions of academic success and instead cultivate individuals who are intellectually capable, morally grounded, and socially responsible.
These aspirations reflect a holistic vision of education as one that recognizes that academic knowledge alone is insufficient for preparing students to face real-world challenges. A truly effective education system must also nurture leadership qualities, ethical awareness, and a strong sense of national identity. However, when we examine the implementation of these aspirations in real classrooms, a more complex picture emerges. While the blueprint set ambitious goals, translating these policies into everyday teaching practices remains a significant challenge. Research and educational reports suggest that there is often a gap between the ideals outlined in policy documents and the realities experienced by teachers and students in school.
For instance, the aspiration to cultivate higher order thinking skills, often referred to as HOTS, requires teachers to design lessons that encourage inquiry, analysis, and problem solving. Students should be able to question ideas, evaluate evidence, and generate creative solutions rather than simply memorizing information for examinations. Yet in practice, some classrooms still rely heavily on rote memorization and examination-oriented teaching. Teachers often face constraints such as limited time, extension syllabus, and pressure to achieve high examination results. These factors sometimes make it difficult to implement more innovative, student-centered teaching strategies.
This suggests that systemic transformation must extend beyond policy documents and reach pedagogical practice. Teachers need adequate training, institutional support, and professional autonomy in order to implement these aspirations effectively. Only when policy, pedagogy, and classroom culture are aligned can meaningful educational transformation truly occur.
The shift towards 21st century education emphasizes the development of four essential competencies: communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. Commonly referred to as the four C's, these competencies are widely recognized as fundamental skills required for success in modern workplaces and global societies. In educational settings, this means that learning experiences should move beyond passive listening and memorization. Instead, students should be encouraged to engage actively in discussions, participate in collaborative projects, and explore ideas through inquiry-based learning. Such approaches allow students to develop deeper understanding while simultaneously strengthening their interpersonal and analytical skills.
Meaningful learning or capacity pedagogi pembelajaran bermakna encourages students to construct knowledge actively rather than passively receive information. In this approach, learning becomes a process of exploration, reflection, and discovery. Students are encouraged to connect new knowledge with prior experiences, making learning more relevant and meaningful. This pedagogical approach aligns closely with constructivist learning theories, which emphasize that knowledge is not simply transmitted from teacher to student, but is actively built through interaction, discussion, and experience.
In this context, the teacher's role evolved from knowledge transmitter to learning facilitator. Teachers guide students in exploring concepts, encourage questioning, and create learning environments where students feel empowered to express ideas and take intellectual risks.